we got some things happening here. We got something really big happening, and I'm so excited. This is like one of those things that's just been building and building and building, and nobody's known about it except this tight little container. Here, quick shot of the container. Oh, oh, that's people who know what it looks like. That's the ones who know what it looks like, and it's really, what can I tell you? It's crazy, scary, wonderful doing this kind of thing. As performers, that's what we do. We kind of walk on edges, and we say, this is weird, this is scary. I have this glitch. I talked about it on Facebook Live today. I have a bit of an OCD where if I think something would be easier to not do, I have to do it. What the heck is that? That's not a great thing. I think I have a mouse somewhere. Shoot. Where's my mouse? Oh, there it is. So yeah, I'm dealing with all that stuff, dealing with some of the technical challenges. Excited to have you guys here and be live on this thing, and I'm going to introduce this amazing panel of people. What's been happening is the last bunch of months, 3 months, I've been watching, especially in America, Black Americans realize what they've been living and breathing, and I've been learning so much from this group. It's the norm. And yeah, it takes a lot of hits of media and violence for it to penetrate through. This was not the year to do ShowBiz Blueprint because of COVID and because of everything I teach in there is jump on your phone and talk to someone about this event and do this and charge that, and none of that's happening. So with some alumni of my programs, we got together and we created ShowBiz Blueprint Black Edition, and it's really one of the most exciting things that I've had the opportunity to be involved with. I've learned from these people already, and I'm going to introduce them right now and ask them, come on, say hello, and let's talk about what's happening. I have 3 calls to action for you guys at the very end of this thing. I'm going to ask you either to pass the application on to Black artists or entertainers who you know of who could benefit from this. I'm going to ask you to donate to this. Every bit of money we raise goes to the faculty, to the guest speakers, to the advertising, to the running, nothing to yours truly. And I will tell you what we're doing here is powerful work, the ripples of which will be felt around the world. Really what I'm doing is giving everybody a chance who sits around saying, man, I wish I could do something, a chance to do something. And we're going to have impact on millions of people through this program. The third call to action was to come to this live right now, but heck, you're either here or you're not here. You'll see it later. All right, let me introduce. Up in the upper left, good-looking gentleman. Man, everyone got dressed up today. This is amazing. Paris is not wearing pants, I heard, but, oh no, wait, were you? I'm sorry. There were pants. Wow, why did I do that? I'm sorry. That is Miguel, Michael Washington up in the upper left, upper right, Faith Amour, Kip Kahila down in the lower left, and Paris, just Paris as in teller, just Paris. We're going single name here. Good to see you guys. Let me ask you guys just a little bit about who you are, what you're doing here, and what this means to you. And let's start in the upper left with Miggy. That'd be great.
Hey, how's it going? Everybody doing okay? You good, Barry?
I'm going to answer for everybody, man, because it's time. Yeah. We are on fire.
Oh, okay, cool. So I'm not going to tell you what I am. I'm going to try. I'm just going to do this, and you tell me if you can figure out what I do. Two preachers used to ride their bicycle to church every Sunday morning. They used to stop and talk. One particular Sunday, one preacher was walking. Other preacher asked him, hey, man, what happened to your bicycle? He said, oh, man, somebody in my congregation stole my bicycle. I don't know what to do. Other preachers said, I'll tell you exactly what you do. When you get to your church, before you go into your sermon, recite the 10 commandments. When you get to the commandment that said, thou shalt not steal, whoever stole your bicycle, feel guilty, give it back to you. He said, that is a great idea. I'm going to try that. They parted ways. Following Sunday, come back together. The preacher got his bike back. Other preachers said, hey, man, see, you got your bike back. You did what I told you to do. He said, yes, sir. Went to my church. Before I went into my sermon, I recited the 10 commandments. When I got to the commandment that said, thou shalt not commit adultery, I remember where I left my bicycle.
Oh!
So that's comedy.
Whoa!
That's comedy. And that's what I do. Faith, come on. Give me some love, Faith. Give me some love. Give me some love. My name is Miguel Washington, the Miggity Mac from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm here to support ShowBiz Blueprint Black Edition, to be a teacher, mentor, whatever it takes to get Black artists an opportunity that they might not have in the I got to give props to Barry for standing up for doing what he could, coming up with a solution. Me and Barry had a conversation. I told Barry, don't come to me
Yep.
with a conversation unless you got a plan. I don't want to talk about it. And Barry came back with a plan. So he said, you want to be a part of it? I'm in there. I'm a comedian. I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I've been doing comedy for 30 years. And when you come to the program, I want to talk to my people about longevity in the business. 30 years I've been on this road, this grind, this journey, whatever you want to call it. I call it a dream. For 30 years, I've been on this dream ride. And there's different obstacles you need to take. I want to help you out and do it. So come get ShowBiz Blueprint. Listen, anytime, if you know anybody who is African-American, Black, however you want to associate yourself, that's artists, poets, singers, actors, comedians, ventriloquists, jugglers, you name it, put this in front of them. It's going to benefit them. It's going to benefit them to the max. And I'll leave it at that. But that joke was a killer. I know it was. It was a killer.
Oh, man, that joke. I mean, I can't even say what it did. It rocked. Yeah, it took over.
It's called breaking the ice, Barry. Breaking the ice.
Breaking the ice. And I got to tell you guys, it's really actually pretty cool. I'm getting to see, we spent 3 months together in this weird little tank, the five of us. It's been this kind of cool container, but we've been, everyone's doing their work. We're talking about this stuff. We're thinking about the realities. We're challenging. We're writing curriculum. We're in spreadsheets. And then I get to see who Miggy is on stage, like light up and do that, man. And I'm just touched, man. I'm blown away. So no high pressure for the rest of the team to do introductions.
Yeah, no. I bring it. I want to want you to bring it.
I should have thought this through. The dude usually headlines. I shouldn't have had him as the opening.
That's why you open me. Now you follow that. Follow that.
Oh my gosh. Love
Unfair.
it. Upper right. And we're going to go to the whole, the yin and the yang and the whole thing of what we're doing here. And the last name says it all. Faith, Amor. Tell a little bit about what you're doing here. I'd love that.
Don't be afraid to come back home to you. Come home to yourself. Come back to the truth. Leave everything else. Where is that girl you used to know? Where is that boy that used to dream? What is that song that took you high above the sea of ugly things? Find her, find him, find it, and begin. I'm a singer.
Whoa!
I'm a singer based out of Toronto, Canada. And I wasn't planning to sing, but Miggy did what he did, so I had to do what I do. I have been in this world since childhood, but in the jazz world for the last 10 years or so. I started in New Mexico, and then I said, let's go to Canada, back to my homeland. So I've been here for the last number of years. And when I came back, I wanted to have a career in music, but I didn't know how. And so through a email sequence of another woman in music, she said, hey, check out this juggler guy. He might be able to teach you a little thing or two. And I said, you think so? I checked him out. His name was Barry Friedman. His program was ShowBiz Blueprint. And I was confused at first because I was hearing things that I hadn't heard before. Do not laugh at me. But it was new. I wasn't in self-development field. I wasn't hearing people kind of see me for my potential and who I could be as opposed to what I'd believed all this time. And so when I had that opportunity, I said, okay, let's go. So, fast forward a few years later, now we're in this during COVID era. Who knows what this is? And I'm realizing that the things that I've learned from Barry and through the program, and even over the last 3 months with these incredible individuals, needs to be shared. And that's why I'm here, to be part of the collective of ingenuity and passion and experience that we collectively have, and have more power together. And hopefully you're someone who is interested in what we have to say and what impact we can have, and can support that vision and the execution of that. So that's who I am, and that's what I'm about.
Wow.
She
Kip,
followed that.
Kip and Paris, I just, yeah, I didn't know how all this was going to happen, but you know what happens here is the heart that's been brought to this project has been cooking inside of us. And I think we just, for the first time really talking about this publicly, are getting to lift the lid off the crock pot a little bit. And we're getting to kind of smell that aroma and everything that's running around. So thank you. Thanks so much, Faith. It's a joy. Let me hit up Mr. Paris, who...
Everybody, my name is Paris. Man, Barry, you really slayed me here by making me follow these two.
No.
I gotta think. Let me think. What can I do that could follow these people? Let me think. Don't really. Oh, okay.
Oh, there it goes.
Let's see.
Hey,
And that's all while sitting in a chair. As you
Yeah.
can tell, I'm a ventriloquist.
Yeah.
I'm a juggler. I was a hip-hop juggler based in New York City, born and bred out of Harlem. And it's pretty odd coming in and being a performer, being booked, and then I show up and I say I'm the performer for the night, and they said, nope, we're actually expecting a juggler to come, and then not expecting a black dude to show up.
Yeah.
So that's me. I found out about, first I heard of Barry. Barry was one of the first jugglers I'd ever seen on TV when I was a kid. I just learned how to juggle maybe a few months earlier. Then I turn on ABC, Circus of the Stars is on, and pop, Raspini Brothers are performing. So shortly after that, I was getting really good at juggling, so my juggling coach started giving me tapes of professional competitions, and lo and behold, those same guys that I just saw on Circus of the Stars were performing and competing at an international competition, and they won. So I heard of Barry back then, long before I even met him. When he came up with this blueprint, it was at the perfect timing because I was sitting around and I was kind of feeling like there was more to what I was doing. There was more to getting, in the three figures, the low three figures for what I was doing. I just couldn't tell what it was because nobody's going to go out and just tell you. So I started seeing the blueprint videos pop up because we were Facebook friends, and then I decided to roll the dice and take it, and it was a big eye opener for me. It changed my whole perspective, and what I'd like to get out of this is find people, specifically black entertainers, who just need just a little bit more in terms of what they can do with themselves, find out what they can do with their setups, and people who have talent but think it can go farther, but just don't have the access to the knowledge and the people who can help them get there. So whether it's any kind of professional artist, I'm definitely looking forward to showing off some of the stuff that I wish I knew when I started, and thankfully I gained later. And of course, with everything being different, just a new pair of eyes on what they're doing to help them out during this time. So I am definitely looking forward to working with everybody here and also getting to know everybody who's going to join us.
Oh man, Paris, so cool. I didn't know that. And shame on your juggling coach for showing videos of us. Holy cow. I mean, you're like, that's, we played with the comedy a lot more. This is, man, good for you. I think that was probably a good mix. It was funny, early in my career, I was working on all the fancy technique and all that stuff to be able to really jam as juggler. And then, I don't know, somehow I just realized if I could make jokes, I didn't have to pack as many props. So that's kind of where I went with all that stuff. Still ended up with a case that was way too heavy touring around the world with. So But boy, man, your energy, your insight, your story, your background, what you bring to it, I'm so excited to have you here on the team, the faculty here. So thank you. And now, Kip, you're going to jump on and, yeah, no pressure. Just, yeah, have some fun. Talk about what's going on. Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
We haven't even gotten to hear that, really.
Pressure, my God, you people. It's ShowBiz Blueprint. Something we had to invent. We're gonna tell you everything we know. ShowBiz Blueprint. We hope that you're feeling it. We're gonna show you how to get your show on. Let's go. That was it.
Yay!
Like, what?
Great. No, she improv that one.
Didn't see that coming.
Who did
The
that?
rhymes. The rhymes. I need the rhymes.
Man.
So what happened? Oh, you've all heard this. What had happened was I had basically come to the conclusion that the thing that was missing from most of the musicians that I knew, because I played reggae music and some other styles for about 20 years, working live with different people, Jamaican artists, a lot of Jamaican artists touring and playing local gigs as a guitarist, right? So the artists had careers and the musicians were dependent on the artists. And I wasn't really seeing that change, and I wanted it to change for me. I wanted to have more control over how my career flowed. And with the advent of home recording and the internet for distribution and being able to be in touch with your followers and your fan base, the record labels were no longer in control like they used to be. And I thought to myself, at some point it occurred to me that the missing link for all of us, especially who weren't having thriving careers and weren't billed as the artist, and most of the time didn't even show up in the videos, because the videos are always, the cameras pound on the artists, not on the musicians that are working really hard and have rehearsed like crazy, a lot of time and energy. So I thought the missing link is really knowing about business. We need to know about business. The music business has now become more like any other business, where we can control our product. We can decide which tunes are going to be on the album. We can record them and produce them the way that we want. We can market them the way that we want. We can tour in a way that's healthy instead of just being, worked to death by labels that don't really care about you. And then they say, oh, look, now they're on drugs. And you're like, well, yeah, life is really, really hard. So I decided to really put some energy into learning about business, maybe 10, 12 years ago. And so I started watching everything online that I could find. I started reading books, because there's lots of information that's accessible in business books that are really friendly, often funny. I mean, business book writers now know that they have to entertain as well as educate. So the books are great now. They're so good. So educating myself, and every time Barry would offer his program, I would think I really want to take that, but I wasn't in a position to do it on one level or another until this past spring. So finally got to take the course. Don't blush, Barry, but he turned out to be everything I'd hoped he was. Very sincere, very caring. All that came through the webinars, Barry. So I felt like, yeah, I want to work with this guy. So I got into the course, and within the first week, I felt like he had earned more than his money with the content that we were getting supplied with the connections that we were making with each other, with the live group that was happening on Zoom once a week. My group, by the way, probably 8 out of 15 are still having that live group once a week. So the support is amazing. We did a lot of focus on tech stuff so that people could do performances, stream performances. And as everyone said, it's different kinds of people. It's been jugglers, ventriloquists, puppet masters, Santa Clauses, magicians, and everybody's trying to figure out their tech. Like the magicians need to have a camera on their face while they speak, and then be able to use a foot switch to switch to another camera that's on their hands while they're doing a card trick. So I learned a ton from Barry. I learned a ton from the people that he interviewed for the modules. I learned a ton from my compatriots in the class. And really, 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 it's like it's opened up a whole different world for me. I've taken courses before, but they weren't focused on showbiz. So this focus has really, really bumped up. I can say even the range of possibilities has broadened so much. And I know that I can get support for whatever I want to do or wherever I want to go with it. So it's been really, really meaningful for me. And I'm really happy that Barry decided to do this Black edition because I think a lot of times we are unaware of the possibilities. And like Paris said, nobody's telling us what to charge or what they're making, or giving us the information that we need to move forward. So in a big way, because, this is our time to really have some say in how things move and how we evolve as human beings. So yeah, it's great. I'm really happy to be here, and I hope that you guys join us.
Please. Oh man, Kip and Miggy and Faith and Paris, thank you guys so much for just everything. Just hearing you guys talk about it puts so much wind under these wings that are doing so many things right now. And I had said in a live today, there's that who the hell are you to do this voice going on in my head. I mean, look at this picture. And then the first time I posted it yesterday, a gentleman came on and gave me a little bit of razz about why'd you wait so long, hey, great. I get it. I'm ready for all the challenges. I'm always here to learn. That's what it is. Thank you for showing up, you guys. This will be something that has impact around the world. The way Kip was just ending right now just leads perfectly into something I wanted just a real quick bring into this video here. Let me, there's the full screen of it. And I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm broadcasting out that full screen to the world. Yeah, I think I am. We had a little technical glitch at the very last minute, and so we're not going on to YouTube. If you ran over from YouTube, thank you. I know we usually have a ton more watchers on YouTube, but that's it didn't work out today. But as we were talking about this, and I want to do one more hats off to Mig, because I remember calling you when this thing was just brewing, and that's exactly what you told me. You said, don't come to me with ideas. Come to me when you're ready to do something. And I was like, dang, man, I love that. All along the path, it's been the lesson of action and doing, because loose math says in this country alone, we got hundreds of years to reconcile, and do what we can. And that's not going to happen from ideas. That's going to happen from action. So thank you for that, Mig. And yeah, so now more than ever, it's time for all black artists and entertainers to be seen. I'm going to drop the link to this into the chat right now. Really want, yeah, you got some fans in the chat there, Kip, I'm seeing here. Yeah, I'm dropping that link in. That's the link. If you have know of a black entertainer who would be good to be in a think tank with these folks for 20-ish days, let me show you what this is looking like, actually. Here's the schedule for this thing. And I just want to tell you, ShowBiz Blueprint, normally it's an 8 to 10 week program, depending on when you've taken it. Kip and I, our project we did was 12 weeks. We go in deep. This is a different thing than that. I think Miggy had the word when we started talking about how will people learn the best. What can we do to provide? Here, let me kill this chat. I'm not sorry about that. I'm not sure how this. We don't need that in the middle of the box here. Boom. Thanks. You know, how do people learn best? And we started playing with ideas for curriculums and how it could look, and we came up with something that is pretty dang powerful. So what we're doing on this screen, as you can see here, if this thing will swap over, November 6th, that's the Friday, we're doing a 2-hour sort of reception, getting to know you. This is where we begin to go deep. This is where it's a bit of a hero's journey, what we're going on, and this is a bit of the descent. This is checking in and getting everybody to kind of rip open, bare the souls a little bit. November 7th, we will have a long day, 9 to 4 Pacific, 12 to 7 Eastern. November 8th, that's Sunday, we'll be doing 10 to 3:30 Pacific, 1 to 6:30 Eastern. So I want you guys here. On the application, there's a box you check that you can make it to each one of these things. It's important, it's imperative, I'll even say, that you're there, that you get everything the way we've designed it to stack on top of what comes before it. Oh no, not that one, that one. What comes before it. November, what else is on here? November, yeah. Then we are doing, somebody help me, someone's smarter at this than me, I know. Oh no, here we go. Yeah, November 21st. Oh, and then that's our next live. We have 2 weeks off, and then we're doing a live on a Saturday from 10 to 2:30, and it is that's where we will do all the integration and application work, and look at what we've done so far. Unclog any blocks you've had in the content. Literally anything that's stuck, anything that's not feeling like 100%. That's when we will undo that. That day, the team, we all know that we're writing that day as the program goes on. Good. Email, Facebook group, open office hours. That's going to be happening all the way November 6th through November 24th. We are going to be engaged fully in this project from November 6th until the 21st. It's kind of what I'm doing with my life. I've got a lot broken up between these four. We don't know the size of this. If we serve one person, if we make a huge difference on one person's life, we've done well. Ideally, we would love it to be up in the 20, 30, 100. We're going for massive impact, and whatever that looks like, it's going to be. One thing I've always done well is attract the right people, attract people who are ready to step onto the path. I think you guys all even spoke about that. I didn't even catch that. And then this final piece, new strategies for running your business. That's November 6th through the rest of your life. You don't go back. We don't go back to sleep. We continue to work. The group will be there. This will be massive. There will be opportunities to work with the other faculty here. Everything is being written. What we know for sure is that we are here showing up to do something that at a time that is more needed than ever. And for the one reason that was the obvious headline on this page, that now more than ever it's time for all black artists and entertainers to be seen and heard. There's a button on this page that'll run you down to the bottom of this page. From there, drop your name and email address into the box there. You'll get a link to your application. Take some time with that application. It's not a checkbox. It's not something you're going to want to do on a phone with your with my big fat finger. That's for sure. This is something you may want to just be near a keyboard where you can do a little bit of typing and get some stuff out. And we also want to say that, you know, if there is another way you want to apply, if you want to answer all the questions, look at Miggy. Did it in jokes. Faith did it in song. Kip improvised a song. Paris did some jungling. If there's another way that you can show us who you are and answer the questions in the application, and it comes on a video or an audio or in a poem, in a picture set, we don't care. Show us why you want to be here and how you want to play. That's what we can bring to the, that's what we can bring. Oh, there, we're in infinity. That's what we can bring to you. And it doesn't matter how you get it to us. Really doesn't matter how you get it to us. Just do it. Let me put my picture back in there. Oh man, I don't know what I'm doing. So show up that way. We'll work out all the tech another time. You can't see the duct tape, can you? This thing is amazing how it's being held together. Looking forward to serving you guys. Let me come back to the team after that. Oh, you know what? There's one other thing I want to do because maybe some people want to leave. I want to show you guys this other page. Let me show you this page. I'm going to show it. Yeah, I'm going to show that one there. I think that's going full screen. This is another page, and I'm going to drop this link in the Facebook chat too. If you're not a black entertainer, but you're hearing what we're doing, and this appeals to you, what I want to offer to you is that there is a chance, there's an opportunity here for you to put your hand on our shoulders and say, we believe in this. Stand behind us. Give us the wind to move this thing forward. Every dime that's being raised for this piece is coming back into the program, to the members, to some of the faculty, to guest speakers, to advertising, to the systems. As I said in a video today, I will not even do a company lunch on the money that comes in. We're already in the 4 figures being raised. We're aiming for a lot more than that. I thank everybody. We've had some huge donations. We've had a ton of $5 donations. Every single thing is welcome. The amount could not matter less. What matters is that you stand behind the 5 people on the screen, put your hand on our shoulders and say, thank you for doing this. I believe in it. I want to do it. If you are JP Sears is making so many jokes of this word. If you want to be a woke white person, if you want to just, do something where it feels like I'm doing something and I don't know what to do. You've read the books. You've read some books. You've listened to some TED Talks. You've been listening to podcasts. And you go, but what can I do? Jump into this. Support this. I can promise you the artists that will serve in this program are the ones who will step up, bring their art into the world, and that will be steps towards the recovery, towards the reconciliation. It's just what it is. For way too long, a lot of artists have not known how to market their programs, and we're going to teach them these days exactly what it takes to step up and be heard and be seen. Got some big names helping us. We got us who are helping us. I think I added up our years, you guys. I think we're over 85 years of experience between us, so that's pretty good.
It's a lot of years.
Yep.
It's a lot of years. So we'll bring all that to the group. All right. Let's jump in and say what comes up for you guys after hearing what we're doing, and just grab the mic and add anything in you want to that.
Well, I'm going to say right off the bat, again, Barry, thank you for stepping up to the plate and bringing this to the forefront, because I didn't mention this when I first started speaking, because I was too quick to try to get my joke in. But it took me 4 years before I joined ShowBiz Blueprint, because I thought a black comedian, I could not identify with a white juggler. Mm-hmm. I could not figure out that's not going to fit me until I got in, and then I realized, wow, it's not about black or white. It's about learning how to do this, getting tips to get better. And that's how I want the artists who come in here with their mindset open. It's not a handout. It's an opportunity for you to grow in a level that you probably, as a comic, comics are not very forthcoming with the information. Yeah. So I know this for a fact. So this right here is like a gift. And instead of worrying about where the gift is coming from, just accept it, be humble, accept it, and take it and run with it.
I love that, Miggy. Hey, thanks so much. And one thing I want to tell you that he mentioned is nobody is turned down on this program for financial conditions, either too much or too little. It doesn't matter. You actually on the application get to pick your own amount of scholarship. I don't know how many programs do that, but your own amount of scholarship from 0 to 100% scholarship. We want to let you put your skin in the game if you can, and if you can't afford it and you're willing to show up, you check that on the application. No one's jumping onto this quick and easy on the application, I promise you. To get through that, you're going to learn something about yourself. That said, you will get to pick your a level of scholarship and no judgment, anything. We welcome everybody into this. This is being sponsored by a whole bunch of people in my life, in our faculty's life, in students that I've helped over the years. I put the call out and I said, I want you guys, I want your hands on my shoulders as we do this. So excellent. Who else? Anyone else got something they want to share on this? Kip, jump in.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I'm super excited about getting this going just because there's so many unique challenges that us as Black entertainers face, whether it's walking into a place and they're usually gatekeepers, but the gates just feel a bit taller for us. They feel locked a little tighter for us. There are certain things that are available that we're not necessarily told about. There's certain things that we can ask for that we need the confidence to ask for based on what we do. And it's not just something that just benefits us personally, but it also makes our product better if we have the right conditions, if we have the right circumstances that we're in. Yet when we talk, there are times when we are kind of questioned a little bit more. So it's nice to be able to be in a room where people can feel this among people who've also sensed the same thing. We can talk about it and figure out what we can do. There are plenty of things in terms of specific Black hacks that we can use to help us get through. And just to have a room with just us, I think it's really valuable for our set, because when we're outside of it, we talk about this stuff. We sound crazy, we sound paranoid, but if we're all part of the same room, then suddenly it doesn't sound so crazy anymore. And then from there, we can work on progress and how we get past it and what we can do to elevate ourselves in that. So it's definitely something. I myself know a lot about that. I am a Black juggler. I play the whitest sport possible. So, you know, being in a room and like, can I really talk about this? That's been on my head, you know, throughout my career. And whether a person comes from painting or whether a person comes from a different art form, at least in one setup here, you can have something we all can share a little bit of what we know, what we've seen, and also show a couple of ways, depending on our industry, how we can affect those things and rise up to be bigger than that.
Man, I so love that. Thank you, Paris. Well put. And just so you know, I want to say something. I'm really consciously choosing to, and I'll put it in quotes, lead this from behind. These guys are all doing sessions. I think I have one session that I'm teaching, but this has really been, as I said at the beginning, one of the big pieces for me in this is to work with these four individuals because I believe in them so much, and I trust and I know that what they learn from doing this about themselves will allow them to go out and do more of this. So yeah, this is massive. So as far as the whole class, you're going to be seeing a lot of these guys, and I'll sneak in the background. I toured for over the course of a couple of years with Patti LaBelle, and my partner and I used to always joke, it's another night where we're the only white guys in the room. So to some extent, that's going to be the gift of ShowBiz Blueprint Black Edition for me again, to get to visit that 28 years later or so. So yeah. And Kip, I know you had something you wanted to say too about where you're at with the project.
I do. So piggybacking on what Miguel said, it is a huge opportunity. One of the things that I think a lot of people of color have learned is to always conserve our cash. But then we miss the opportunities to invest in ourselves. And an investment means that you get a return, and that you get a return that's much larger than what you put in to begin with. And I can tell you from my experience that I've gotten that here. When I enrolled in the Blueprint, like I said, I had already taken different online programs and seen how much growth I got out of them and how much information had slid into my brain without me even realizing it. And then in this program, I was like, okay, I'm going to make the investment. And I expected maybe to get a third of what I got out of that program from all the different facets of the program. Like I said, the Facebook group, the the people that I've met and now can talk to anytime I want to, the modules that went so deep with interviews and information that I couldn't even take it all in. And I'm really happy that we get that lifetime membership. And so I got way more out of it on that level. When I got into the group, I expected subconsciously to be the only Black person in the room, and I was, out of 15 of us. But that investment has now led me to this group of specifically Black artists, because Barry saw the need for it, and we were happy to comply and do whatever we could. So now I've got even more people that I can relate to on a deeper level. So maybe I talk about somebody in the original group about tech stuff, and maybe we can't go as deep on stuff like what ways do we hold ourselves back because we're Black? What kinds of barriers are we imagining or have lost the energy and the forward motion to face, right? Because when you deal with it over and over again, it kind of slows you down, no matter how much heart you have and how much intent you have and how much determination you have. There are some days where you go, no, I'm not going to knock on that door because I can't take it today. I can't deal with the rejection that's there because might be there because I'm Black. So I'm going to talk a lot about mindset during this whole thing, but I really encourage you guys to invest the money, invest the time. The time that you invest is gonna just, like Barry's saying, put some wind under your wings that you have never experienced. And it seems like when that happens, momentum kind of takes over with all the things that you want to do in your life. So investment.
Thank you, Kip. So good. Yeah. Well, cool. Faith, you got anything you want to add? I think we're going to kind of wind this up.
Yes, I do. I do. My track will be emphasizing the taking of instruction and doing something with it. Actually implementing, actually executing is the key. I've definitely purchased different courses, and when you like learning but don't do anything with the learning, you end up in the same place that you were the months or weeks before. So once you find someone who speaks your language, regardless of what they look like, once you find someone who knows more than you do, you need to latch on, learn as much as you can, wring that person dry, and then actually act on what it is that you've learned. Taking action is something that holds a lot of people back because of fear of being judged, fear of what if I can't do this. Anything that we teach you about in this program is doable, is something that you can achieve. And it's a matter of just putting in the work. And so don't be afraid to try something new, to learn something new, to hear something new, and leave your judgment of, is this going to work for me? Leave that aside.
Yep.
One of the things that I've heard Barry say over and over is the way you do anything is the way you do everything. And that's something to just kind of take a look at over the next couple of days and see, is that true? Do I start things and then not necessarily finish them? Do I X, Y, or Z? Check that out. See how that lands with you. And just really realize that we're here for you. We really want you to succeed, want you to win. We want to share the knowledge that we have, and really look forward to meeting you all. And thank you in advance for your connection to this project.
Yeah, love it. You guys, thank you. Warm my heart, touched my soul. You've validated this whole thing. This months we've spent together has just validated this crazy idea that I said to my wife when I was driving in the car one day. I was like, I got to do something. And I was, oh man, I don't even remember what which of the many acts of violence it was in the news. I mentioned one the other day on one of our calls, and Paris was like, "Oh, is that all?" You know, it was just like my eyes are opened every day. My heart's with Black artists and entertainers. Always has been, and have I always shown it? I told a guy who asked me, "Why'd you wait so long?" I said, "You know, I've done good work my whole life. I don't feel bad about anything I've done." And seeing as this only came into my mind a handful of months ago, I feel like we've moved pretty damn fast. We're gathering, we're curating the best of each of our own experiences. My experience in the industry for 34 years, all the assets of ShowBiz Blueprint, of Get More Corporate Gigs. We're going to have all kinds of content, as Kip said, is going to be available to you guys for life. Not running away, not leaving. I'm staying in the game, and I look forward to really making this something that each of us, everyone involved in this, every member, every faculty member, every guest faculty member looks back on and says, "I'm really glad that happened. I'm glad I did that. I feel this because of that." So we'll say goodbye now. Thanks so much, you guys. All four of you, thank you very much for everything you've given. I love it.
Thanks, y'all. Bye.
Take
Bye,
care,
everyone.
everybody.
I didn't know how to start the stream. Chances are I won't know how to stop it. There we go. Thanks, you guys.